Welcome to UGC lecture series, BSc Physics Honors, Semester 6, Statistical Physics, Lecture 5. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about classical theory of thermal radiation. Under the classical theory of thermal radiations, properties of thermal radiation, black body radiation, Kirchhoff's law are the concepts we are going to discuss. Then summary about all these concepts. Properties of thermal radiation. Before getting into the properties of thermal radiation, let us understand what is thermal radiation. This thermal radiation was first defined by Maxwell when he was working with hot body to understand the second law of thermodynamics. Maxwell defined this thermal radiation as the transfer of heat from a hot body to cooler body without appreciable heating of the intervening medium. For example, if there is a gas in the atmosphere, this gas does not get heated because of the radiation of the sun, does not get heated much because of the radiation of the sun, but the objects present in the earth or get heated. The reason for this one is the definition of thermal radiation. So, Maxwell defined the thermal radiation as the transfer of heat from a hot body to colder body without appreciable heating of the intervening medium. Then no material medium is required for the transmission of heat in radiation process. You know, heat can be transmitted by three ways: conduction, convection and radiation. Here for this radiation no material medium is required. That is what it is said, no material medium is necessary for the transmission of heat in radiation process. Even if the material medium present, it is not necessary that it get heated first. So, that is what I said, radiation from sun reaches earth, in between the sun and the earth atmosphere is there. That atmosphere is the intervening medium. In this case, it is not necessary that the atmosphere get heated first. So, the propagation of heat by radiation consists merely transfer of energy which can take place even empty space, even in empty space. This is what said as no material medium is required for the propagation of thermal radiation. This is how you can understand the thermal radiation. Now, let us come to the properties of this thermal radiation. This properties of these thermal radiations are almost similar to the properties of light. First property, this thermal radiation travels through empty space with the velocity of light. You know, velocity of light, the value of velocity of light is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. That means per second the light can travel 3 into 10 power 8 meter. Like that, this heat radiation also travel 3 into 10 power 8 meter in 1 second. Then this heat radiation or thermal radiations travels in a straight line like light. So, rectilinear propagation of light concept can also be applied to the thermal radiation. Then the third property is this thermal radiation obeys inverse square law of distance. Inverse square law of distance means the intensity of the radiation is inversely proportional to square of the distance between the source and the destination. This inverse square law is used in Coulomb's law, then Newton's law of gravitation. In both the laws, the force in Coulomb's law it is electric force, in Newton's law of gravitation it is gravitational force. Both the forces are inversely proportional to square of the distance between the two bodies. In the case of Coulomb's law, it is the square of the distance between two charges. In the case of Newton's law of gravitation, it is the square of the distance between two masses. Like that, here in thermal radiation, the intensity of radiation reaching the destination is inversely proportional to square of the distance between the source and the destination. Then this thermal radiation will exhibit the property of reflection and refraction. So, thermal radiations will be reflected and refracted like light. You know, reflection means after incident it will come back, that is the meaning of reflection. Refraction, deviation of the straight line path is called refraction. Both the properties can be obeyed by thermal radiation like light. Then this thermal radiation exhibits the phenomena of interference, diffraction and polarization. Here interference means two thermal radiations can interfere and gives out the maximum intensity and minimum intensity. Diffraction, bending effect of the radiation. If an opaque is placed in the path of the radiation, the radiation will bend at the edges of the opaque. This phenomena is called as diffraction. This diffraction phenomena will be obeyed by the thermal radiation. Then polarization. Polarization means orientation to a particular direction. These are all the properties of thermal radiation. From the above properties, it is learned that thermal radiation has the same nature as light. Light also will produce heat. So, thermal radiation is similar to light. The main and only difference between the light and the thermal radiation is its average wavelength is greater than that of visible light. Average wavelength of the thermal radiation is greater than that of visible light. Therefore, these thermal radiations are called as infrared radiation. Infrared radiations or the radiations exist in the electromagnetic spectrum after red color in the visible spectrum. You know, wavelength of the red color is 6000 angstroms. Here the thermal radiation average wavelength is greater than that of visible light. So, greater than that of red color. So, thermal radiation exists in the area of infrared radiation. So, that thermal radiations can be called as infrared radiations. These are all the properties of thermal radiations. To understand the quantum theory of radiation, properties of the thermal radiations are very important. Now, you learned the properties of thermal radiation. Next, we will move to the black body radiation. To understand this black body radiation, first let us learn what is meant by black body. A perfect black body is a one which absorbs all the heat radiations of all wavelength incident on it. This is the theoretical definition of a perfect black body. Then a perfect black body neither reflects nor transmits any of the incident radiations falling on it. It neither reflects nor transmits any of the incident radiations falling on it. In practice, no body will act as a perfect black body, so that no substance possesses strictly the properties of a black body. Lamp black and the platinum black are the nearest approach to a black body. This is the definition of black body. These black bodies will give out radiation. These radiations are called black body radiation. The spectrum of the black body radiation is depicted in this diagram. This graph is drawn between wavelength of the radiation and the intensity of the radiation. In this diagram, you could see 4 different graphs. These 4 different graphs are due to 4 different temperatures. The lowest one is 3000 Kelvin, then the second one is 4000 Kelvin, this one is 5000 Kelvin, and this one is 6000 Kelvin. You can see the maximum intensity will exist for a particular wavelength. Maximum intensity will exist for a particular wavelength at a given temperature 6000 Kelvin. There is a relationship between the temperature, wavelength and intensity of the radiation emitted. Now, we will study the properties of this relation. This pure temperature dependence of black body radiation is studied by Loomer and Prinzhim. These guys investigated the distribution of energy among the radiation emitted by a black body at different temperatures. They did an experiment. They took a black body radiation, then allowed that black body radiation to pass through the slit. That slit will collimate the black body radiation. Collimated radiation will fall on a reflecting mirror M1. That reflecting mirror will reflect the radiation onto a prism. That prism will disperse the radiation and allows that to fall on another mirror M2, then that will be detected by a detector. That detector will give the intensity of the black body radiation after reflection. From this experiment, the findings are given like this. The energy is not uniformly distributed in the radiation spectrum of a black body. So, energy is not uniformly distributed in the radiation spectrum of a black body. Some part of the spectrum has got more energy, some part has got less energy. That depends on the nature of the black body. At a given temperature, the intensity of radiations increases with increase in wavelength and becomes maximum at a particular wavelength. So, in the diagram you can say the intensity will be maximum at a particular wavelength. That wavelength can be denoted as lambda m. So, at a given temperature, the intensity of radiation increases with increase of wavelength and becomes maximum at a particular wavelength. By further increase in wavelength, the intensity of heat radiation decreases. Here, by further increase in the temperature, the intensity of radiation decreases. This is what this second point explains. Increase in temperature causes a decrease in the maximum wavelength. Here you can see this is the temperature 6000 Kelvin. The maximum wavelength will be around 0.6 micrometer. Here as the temperature increases, the maximum wavelength is shifted to 0.7 micrometer, then further decrease in temperature, the maximum length is shifted to 0.9 micrometer. Then here the maximum wavelength is shifted to 1.2 micrometer. This is how this point says increase in temperature causes a decrease in maximum wavelength, where lambda m is the wavelength of maximum energy. So that multiplication of this maximum wavelength and the given temperature will be a constant, or product of this maximum wavelength and the given temperature is a constant. This expression is called Wien's displacement constant, and the value of this Wien's displacement constant is 0.2986 into 10 power minus 2 meter Kelvin. Then an increase in temperature causes an increase in energy emission for all wavelengths. So, as the temperature increases, energy emission also will increase. Here you could see this 6000 Kelvin is the maximum temperature. So, from 3000 Kelvin to 6000 Kelvin temperature is increased. So, energy emission is maximum. So, intensity is also maximum. That is what this point explains. Then the area under each curve gives the total energy emitted by the body at a given temperature for the range of wavelength considered. Here in this spectrum, area under each curve, let us take the area under the curve 6000 Kelvin. That will give the energy emitted by the body, in the given wavelength. If you want to know the energy emitted by the body in the wavelength range of 0.3 micrometer to 0.9 micrometer at temperature 6000 Kelvin, just calculate the area under the curve between 0.3 micrometer to 0.9 micrometer. That will give the energy emitted by the body at a given temperature for the range of wavelength considered. Then here also the area increases with increase of temperature. You can see here this curve has got lesser area, this curve has got bit higher area than 3000 Kelvin. This 6000 Kelvin area, 6000 Kelvin temperature has got the maximum area. That's why the area increases with increase of temperature. Here the area is directly proportional to 4th power of absolute temperature. Area talks about the energy emitted by the particle, energy emitted by the black body. So, energy is directly proportional to T power 4, which is the Stefan's law. Stefan's law is said as E is equal to sigma T power 4, where that sigma is the Stefan's constant, that is the area or energy is directly proportional to 4th power of the absolute temperature. These are all the findings obtained from the black body radiation by Loomer and Prinzham when they investigated the distribution of energy among the radiation emitted by a black body at different temperatures. Next, we will move to Kirchhoff's law and its application. This Kirchhoff's law is outcome of emissive power and absorptive power of a black body. This Kirchhoff's law talks about the ratio of the emissive power to the absorptive power. It states that the ratio of the emissive power to the absorptive power for a given wavelength of thermal radiation at a given temperature is the same for all bodies and equal to the emissive power of a perfectly black body at that temperature. So, Kirchhoff's law of thermal radiation says that emissive power of a perfectly black body at a given temperature and absorptive power of a perfectly black body at a given temperature. This Kirchhoff's law can be proved as follows. Let us assume dq is the amount of radiant energy radiated by a perfect black body in the wavelength range lambda and lambda plus d lambda. Here let assume that A suffix lambda is the absorptive power of the black body for a wavelength lambda at a temperature enclosure. Then A lambda dq is the amount of radiant energy absorbed by the unit surface area of the black body per second. So, this A lambda dq gives the amount of energy absorbed. So, in the amount of radiant energy, A lambda dq is the amount of energy absorbed, then the remaining energy exists is 1 minus A lambda dq. This 1 minus A lambda dq is the remainder of the incident energy reflected or transmitted. So, dq is the amount of radiant energy. In that A lambda dq is the radiant energy absorbed, then 1 minus A lambda dq is the radiant energy reflected or transmitted in a given body. Then E lambda, let us assume E lambda as the emissive power of the body. Then E lambda d lambda is the total radiation lying between the thermal radiation wavelength lambda and lambda plus d lambda emitted by unit surface area per second. So, E lambda d lambda is the total radiation lying between the wavelength range lambda and lambda plus d lambda emitted by unit surface area per second. Now, energy radiated by the body must be equal to the energy received. So, energy radiated by the body is the sum of energy absorbed, amount of radiant energy absorbed and the remainder energy. So, 1 plus A lambda dq plus E lambda dq. This is the energy absorbed and energy reflected. This is the total energy radiated. Now, manipulating this equation, we get E lambda d lambda is equal to E lambda dq, or E lambda by A lambda is equal to dq by d lambda, where this E lambda is the emissive power of the body and A lambda is the absorptive power of the body. This component of the equation says the ratio between emissive power and the absorptive power is equal to this dq is the amount of radiant energy given, this d lambda is the wavelength difference. So, ratio between emissive power and absorptive power is equal to the energy, radiant energy per the wavelength difference. Keep that as equation 1. Now, this dq by d lambda depends only on temperature. Therefore, the ratio between emissive power and absorptive power is the same for all substances for a given temperature. If the body under consideration is perfectly black, then the absorptive power is equal to 1, because black body is a body which absorbs all the wavelength falling on it. So, absorptive power will become 1. Then E lambda has maximum value denoted by E suffix lambda. Here E lambda is the emissive power that will have a maximum value, and that maximum value is denoted by capital E lambda. For such a body, E lambda d lambda is equal to dq, or E lambda is equal to dq by d lambda. Now, comparing equations 1 and 2. This is equation 1, E lambda by A lambda is equal to dq by d lambda. E lambda is equal to dq by d lambda is equation 2. Comparing that two equation, we got E lambda by A lambda is equal to E lambda. That is, the ratio of the emissive power to the absorptive power is equal to emissive power of a perfect black body at a given temperature. Is equal to perfect black body at a given temperature. This is what given as Kirchhoff's law of radiation. The ratio of emissive power to the absorptive power for a given wavelength at a given temperature is equal to, is same for all bodies and equal to the emissive power of a perfectly black body at that temperature. This is how Kirchhoff's law can be proved and derived in thermodynamics. Now, application of this Kirchhoff's law. This Kirchhoff's law can be applied in various physical phenomena. The first thing is sodium vapor absorption spectrum. You know, sodium vapor light will have two lines. That two lines are of wavelength 5893 angstroms and 5896 angstroms. These two lines are due to the splitting of spectral lines. This splitting of spectral lines takes place when there is an absorption of the molecules of the sodium vapor. This can be very well understood by passing a light, yellow light, through a sodium vapor. The resultant or transmitted sodium light has got two lines. If you observe through microscope, if you examine the wavelength of the two lines, the wavelength will be 5893 and 5896. The reason for the splitting of the spectral line when it is passed through sodium vapor is it is absorbed by the sodium vapor gas. So, Kirchhoff's law is applied there. You got the sodium vapor absorption spectrum. Then absorption spectrum means when a molecule jumps from lower energy level to higher energy level, it absorbs the incident energy and gains energy, then jumps to the excited state. When it jumps to that excited state, it absorbs a wavelength. No, that wavelength appears as a wavelength in the resultant spectrum. This is an example of absorption spectrum. Then the next application of this Kirchhoff's law is Fraunhofer lines in the solar spectrum. If you examine the Fraunhofer solar spectrum, you could find a series of dark lines in the spectrum. These dark lines are due to the absorption of those wavelengths. If you examine the solar spectrum, you could find a series of dark lines or black lines in a bright background. These dark lines are due to absorption of that particular wavelength. That absorption is due to the wavelength absorption of a particular wavelength by the atmospheric gases. In atmosphere, various types of gas molecules will present. This example is carbon dioxide, oxygen, nitrogen, all these gas atoms present in the atmosphere. When sunlight passes through these gas atoms, it is absorbed by these gas atoms. So that we got black lines in a bright dark background in solar spectrum. These dark lines or black lines are called as Fraunhofer dark lines. This is an example of Kirchhoff's law. So, from this lecture we learnt the properties of thermal radiation, definition of thermal radiations. Thermal radiation is a radiation which transmits or propagates without heating the intervening medium. Then thermal radiations behaves like light. It travels in straight line, it travels with the speed of light, it exhibits the phenomena of reflection, refraction, diffraction, interference, polarization. Black body radiations, then we learnt about the black body radiation and its temperature dependence. We learnt that the energy emission will be maximum at higher temperature. Then in that intensity versus wavelength curve, the area under the curve gives the total energy emitted at a particular wavelength. Then Kirchhoff's law, we learnt that Kirchhoff's law is the ratio between emissive power and the absorptive power, and application of that Kirchhoff's law is solar spectrum or Fraunhofer lines and sodium vapor line. These are all the applications of Kirchhoff's law. After listening to this lecture, you can answer the following questions. Define a black body, state Kirchhoff's law in thermodynamics, state Wien's displacement law. Thank you.